Some actors aren't recognized right away. In Hollywood, some people rise to fame early, but others remain unnoticed for 20 years, only to come into their own in their 40s. He played a father people both hate and love, an alcoholic, a liar, selfish, even someone who exploits his own children. And yet, somehow this very man keeps audiences hooked. You curse him, but you can't stop watching. This episode's subject, William H Macy. From the hit series Shameless, where he plays Frank Gallagher, arguably the most unreliable and outrageous father in TV history. But if all you see is his flaws, you might be missing one of the most profound souls in Hollywood. William H. Macy was born in 1950 in Miami, Florida. His upbringing wasn't dramatic. A modest family, an introverted personality, and difficulty expressing himself. For a long time, he didn't even know what he wanted to do with his life. In college, he initially studied veterinary medicine, but quickly realized it wasn't his path, so he turned to theater. There he met a pivotal figure, David Mamet, who would later become a Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright and a major force in American theater. At the time though, Mamet was just a young teacher, and Macy was just another student, but between them there was a powerful connection. After graduating, Macy didn't head straight to Hollywood. Instead, he chose the harder path, starting in theater. He followed Mamet to Chicago, where they co-founded the St. Nicholas Theater Company. What were those years like? He did everything: odd jobs backstage, painting sets, performing in plays with audiences of 5 people. He earned so little he survived on cheap canned food. And yet, he later said, "That was when I was the richest, because I learned how to become a craftsman." People often ask why Macy's acting feels so grounded. It's because he's not just acting, he's working his craft. 10 years in Chicago theater taught him one thing: great art is often born from the most repetitive, unglamorous work. In film and television, Macy spent 20 years as an invisible man. He took bit parts, background roles, minor appearances in crime dramas. Then in 1996, the Coen brothers were casting Fargo. Macy set his sights on Jerry Lundgaard, a weak, greedy, and deeply tragic car salesman. He auditioned twice, but the Coens felt he was too mild for the role. Macy didn't give up. He flew to Los Angeles, walked into their office and said, half joking, half serious, "I'm worried that if you don't cast me, you'll ruin the movie. I'm the only one who can play this part." That almost reckless confidence won them over. The result is history. Macy brought Jerry to life, a desperate man who plots to kidnap his own wife for money. At 46, he finally received an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. In Hollywood, Macy is known as a character actor, someone who doesn't rely on looks, but on a deep understanding of human nature. He once summarized his acting philosophy: never judge your character. Even if he's a terrible person, you have to understand the logic behind his actions. In 2011, Shameless premiered. At first, many thought it was just another role for him, but it became legendary. Macy once said, "Frank is actually a poet. He just writes his poetry at the bottom of a bottle." To play an alcoholic, he studied countless real-life drinkers. He noticed something important: the defining trait isn't how drunk they are, but how hard they try to hide it. So on screen, Frank often tries to walk steadily and speak clearly, and that effort to cover up only makes him more tragically comedic. What many people don't know is that in real life, Macy is extremely disciplined. He wakes up early, loves working out, and is even a skilled woodworker. He has been married to Felicity Huffman for over 20 years, and they have 2 daughters together. In Hollywood, that kind of stability is rare. Even when his wife became involved in the college admissions scandal, he chose to stand by his family and face it together. William H. Macy's story is, in many ways, a reflection of ordinary people. Most of us are not the main character in life. With our own soundtrack playing in the background, we go unnoticed at work, feel invisible in social circles, and face setbacks in our dreams. Macy teaches us this: being seen should never be the goal. It should be the byproduct of doing the right things well. He was unknown for 20 years, but those years weren't wasted. He was sharpening his craft, observing life, waiting for the moment to break through. Even as a supporting role, he made himself unforgettable. In the grand performance of life, there may be only a few leading roles, but the chance to become unforgettable belongs to anyone who refuses to give up.